Hey guys, thank you so much for all of the support during the Spanish trip. We had such a great time meeting new people, new drivers, and all of the guys from Bull Race and everyone we met during the trip. It was an adventure for life and we're really happy we did it. As you all know, there's really crazy times around in Europe now, and right when we got back from Spain to Sweden, we had noticed that all of the borders was closing down, and we're hoping that everyone we met during the trip are doing alright and that everyone is staying safe out there. After taking one day off by getting back from the ferry, we decided on going back to the garage and started troubleshooting the car. Well, the first thing we started checking when we got back was that we had something that was leaking in one of the cylinders or two. So we started out by doing a compression test. We found that the compression was alright, so that was a good thing, because that meant the engine was probably healthy enough to just maybe change the head gasket that we think is blown. So after we checked that, we decided to tear it all down, remove the intake, the exhaust manifold and all of that stuff, and checked it. And just as we thought, the head gasket had been blown on cylinder 1, and it was almost 3 centimeters, so it was really bad. But it's an easy fix, so we decided to strip the cylinder head, ship it down for some machining to make it all flat and nice for a new head gasket. And we also managed to find a new head gasket in Norway that we ordered, but it was going to take a few weeks to get it home. So that was kind of a standstill after we got the cylinder head back from machining. So while that was happening, we decided to put some work into making some spares for the car. So one of the things that we always have to have spares is the rear knuckle. So we actually focused on prepping 2 of these, one for the left and one for the right, to make sure we have one in the car at all times. Because this is one of the more fragile part of the suspension, and these have a tendency to break, and we're still working on a good solution of making these last for in the long run. So we had made 2 of these, and it came out really good, and it's good to have new spares. So after we finished the rear knuckles, we also decided to check over the front suspension, because that's one of the things that we are lacking some spares in. We actually decided on prepping the 2 subframes we have extra. We do some modifications to fit the relocation bracket that we use for the pickup point for the lower control arm, and by doing some grinding and also adding 2 holes to it, it makes this bracket fit. So we actually did 2 subframes, so now we actually have 3 complete subframes that's ready to go in if a crash happens. And also we decided to order some extra steering arms. This is the old one with the adapter, but now we have found that if we use it in completely stock length from the factory, we're actually coming away with not modifying and adding the spacer. So that's really good. So now we have both steering arms, subframes and steering rack, and also front knuckles. So the thing we're actually looking to add to the spare part list is also an extra set of adapters for the steering angle, and also new control arms, one set. So that's coming later, but it's good to start building it up when we have the time. But when we have done all of this work, we started to closing up on the event that we were going to. We felt that the time limit was getting pretty short, because now it's less than a week before we're heading to the event and we still have no head gasket. So we started to think that we maybe will not make it to the event, because it had been stuck in customs for maybe 2.5 weeks, and I still hadn't got any clue that it was going to be released soon or stuff like that. So we actually decided on, instead of using these MLS head gasket that we've been using all of the time, because we didn't have any good one at home right now, so we actually took the decision when it was less than a day until we went to the event. We actually took to buying a stock head gasket. So thanks to Pontus Obstfelder, he managed to give me a head gasket in last minute, and I went back to the garage and I shredded for I don't know how many hours, but we got the car started around maybe 24 hours before leaving for the event. We got it hot, we ran it hot and cold 2 times, and then we retightened the cylinder head and the RP studs. After that, we loaded everything up, and me and Robin were heading to Hamre Drift, and we were really excited to get going. So let's see what happened up at Hamre Drift.
Okay.
Hallå!
Hello, ja. Det är ju inte god tid som vanligt.
Ja, vi har massa tid.
What's up? You wanna party? What's up?
Riggar du?
Nej, jag håller på faktiskt att polera Jockes bil här.
Polerar? Fan, har du såna... Får du hjälp med polering också?
Ja, alltså jag verkar ju ha folk som vanligt som hjälper mig i alla fall. Sen går det stund. Robin med dig, så jag vet inte. Han kanske är lite. Det såg bra ut igår, det blir inga problem.
Today we're out for some practice finally. We've been sitting quiet in the garage doing some spares and stuff like that you've seen on Facebook. But today is finally time to drive again. Right now we're in Dalarna, it's the center part of Sweden. We got invited to a closed practice session by Joakim Andersson and Stångberg. So really excited. The car is acting up a bit. We don't know really why, but sometimes it's on 5 cylinders, sometimes it's on 6 cylinders. We did a test pass and then it seemed good, so yeah, we're gonna have to do some logging and try to find out what's wrong, but yeah, fingers crossed it works. Let's get out and get some laps.
tänkte hajda resten nu fram till början för att vi ska själva åka det gjorde man på Mercedes. Inte version 1 men version 4.
For the victory lap though. Whoa, whoa. They ain't never seen nothing like this before. Lit the room when I came through the front door. Ask me if I should overcome. What for? Train in the trees, please pardon my sycamore.
Okay, we've been doing some tandems with people here and it's been a super good time. The car has been working good. But right now we had a little bit of a problem because we snapped another spindle. This has happened before and unfortunately it happened again. I don't know if you can see this, but it's broken. But yeah, got the car. We're pulling out the backup spindle. Gonna put that on, maybe do some more laps. We're gonna try to figure out why this is happening, or I know why it's happening. It's because it's not strong enough, but yeah, we gotta come up with a solution that fixes this problem for good, because it's pretty annoying and it can often become expensive because it might cost us one of the coilovers in the back. So right now we made it this time, but next time maybe we won't. So yeah, let's fix this and watch some drifting at the same time. Robin managed to get it fixed. We got a new knuckle on and it's fit for fight again, but we don't have a drive shaft on the left side. So let's get back to the pits. We had a great day anyways. We got a lot of seat time, so we're happy about that. Back to the drawing board and hopefully get something good in the works for this. So let's get back and check out the pits. Has it been a good day?
Yes.
Better than Elvendrell?
No.
It's been good. So that wraps up this Saturday. We got definitely quite a few laps. The track is really flowy and yeah, we really enjoyed our time here. I think the thing that killed our knuckles is that when you go full throttle, going this transition here, you have like a bump section here, and that usually means the death of our knuckles. And yeah, as you've seen, the knuckle broke, so we have to figure something out there. But big shout out to Joakim Andersson and Stångberg who organized everything of this. It was a huge success, very good drivers and a lot of seat time. So we're really thankful that we were invited, and we hope you enjoyed the content, and talk to you next time. See ya!
See ya!